Ladies and Habibis, we are going to introduction to you rising star of South Asia. He is very well educated. He knows Islam and Christianity very well. He done what they said he can't. He is Doctor.
Alhamdulillah.
Wait a minute, what are you doing, Zakir? You come out, it's not you. Habibi, take him out. Sorry, there was some problem. He's Adam Sikher.
Hello everyone. This is your favorite Murtid. Salamul Masih. Peace of Christ be with each and every one of you. I hope you guys are having fun. I was just having a discussion with jinns. Welcome everyone. This is your favorite Murtid. Live once again. Today we are going to have some discussions about the jinns. The jinns. Jinns are real. I was just having a discussion with a few of them right now, just before we opened the stream. You know, because jinns are real. Yeah, jinns are definitely real. If you don't believe me, believe the Quran. You know, don't believe me, then believe the Quran. Allah created the jinns just to worship Him. You know that, right? If you don't know that, oh my goodness, what can I do with you? You guys are so ignorant. You don't know anything. Come on. That is just so lame. You guys know, you should know the basics. Allah created the jinns and the ins, the men, to worship Him. And I did not create the jinn and the mankind except to worship me. That's what Allah is saying. Allah is the best creator, best creator of all time. He created jinns, jinns. But today we're going to talk about the jinns. So we are not supposed to laugh about it, okay? So please make sure that nobody should laugh, and everybody should believe wholeheartedly that there are jinns, okay? There are jinns, and Allah created them to worship Him. But the jinns were very mature. They finally left Allah. So Allah called them shaitan. Allah's like, okay, you people are nasty people. So you are going to be thrown away from the heaven because you guys are nasty people. That's the video we are going to do. And then I will show you what type of jinns are there. According to Muhammad, there are three types of jinns. There are three types of genies. And one of that type is the ones who can change shape. They can come to you in a form of a dog. They can come to you in a form of a lizard or any other animal. And then there are those genies who has the wings. Red Bull, which gives you wings. Just like that, genies have wings, and they can come to you with wings. And then there is a specific kind of a jinn which who lives in you, by the way. That literally lives in you. So we are going to talk about these three different type of jinns. Why did this topic come into my mind? Because there's a famous channel. Somebody told me about him. They are the Youth Club of Pakistan. They are called Youth Club PK, Youth Club of Pakistan. And these guys are deceiving little children of Pakistan. And one of their episode was Jinns and Secret Society and the teen show. So Youth Club of Pakistan, I invite you, I welcome you to provide me with this kind of information that you are providing to these little children, supposedly teenagers, basically, because he has a few teenagers that he's talking with them, and these are the three teenagers that he is talking with them, telling them about the jinns. So what happened? What happened? Where did they go? Yeah, these three teenagers, and he's talking to them about the jinns, because it's a teen show. It's a show where teenagers, Muslims from Pakistan comes in, and he tells them about Islam and the jinns. That's the genies. So Youth Club, come on, Youth Club of Pakistan. I have an Urdu channel as well, and I'm going to talk about you in my Urdu channel as well this Saturday for sure. So why don't you join in? All right. Why don't you join in? Let's have a mature discussion, because you seem like to be a well-educated person when you speak. Your vocabulary is good. Your speaking style is a well-educated speaking style. It's not like those filthy mullahs and molvis. It's a very reasonable style. So we can have a nice discussion if you would like to. In the meantime, for anybody who would join us here, I welcome them. And if he wants to refute me, they can come up live. And I assume that if anybody will come up to refute me, he should have the proper narratives, Islamic narratives, because I'm talking about Islam and specifically the jinns. Nothing else, nothing more. We are talking about the jinns today. Um, Jinns are very important. If jinns were not important, why would Allah create jinns? They have to have some importance. And plus, they are so important that Allah created Rasul in jinns as well. So you only know about the Rasuls who are man, or sorry, not man. I'm so sorry. You only know about the Rasuls who are humans. I'm so sorry. In Islam, only a man can be Rasul. I'm so sorry. I forgot about it. I was just thinking of the biblical prophets, because we have prophetess as well. We have female prophetess as well. But in Islam, there is no female prophet. Okay, so but hence man. So we can't say human beings. We have to say man. So anyhow, coming back to the same point, if jinns were not very important, you know, how could Allah make prophets in jinn? So it says, "O company of the jinn and mankind, did they means they're who jinns and mankind not come to you messengers from among you?" So Allah is very clear here. Allah has jinn prophets as well. We only know about the human prophet, sorry, man prophet in Islam, prophets who are man. But then again, Allah has genies, and those genies had prophets in them as well. All right. So there were genie prophets. Imagine there were genie prophets, and the genie prophets were telling the genies the kalamullah, the word of Allah. Okay. So there were genie prophets, and there were men as well. Uh, and Andrew Martin is asking, who is the genie messenger, and how does, dude, how do I know? The Quran doesn't even talks about all the prophets anyways, and Quran never talk about a single genie prophet. So my knowledge is limited. So I simply cannot tell you. But I can tell you one thing: before the Adam was created, those genies had a fight. So they had a fight with angels, by the way. In in the book called the Kisasul Ambiya in the Arabic, and in English it's called the Stories of the Prophets. This is the Stories of the Prophet. This is written by Ibn Kathir. It's called the Kisasul Ambiya, the Stories of the Prophet. One of the prophet in Islam is Adam. By the way, Adam is a prophet on who? I don't know. Like, there was nobody on this earth, yet Adam was a prophet. So I don't know. He was a prophet on his family. I have no bloody idea how can you be a prophet when you don't have your nation. But anyhow, long story short, before the creation of Adam, I mean, according to Ibn Qatada, it was said that the angels were informed about the creation of Adam and his progeny, but by the jinns who lived before Adam. And then it says, Abdullah ibn Umar said that the jinn had existed for about 2000 years before Adam. Like, the first thing that Allah created were genies, not humans. It was genies. And they shed blood. So genie had fight between each other. They are big fight. Therefore, Allah sent on an army of angels that drove them out of the depth of the sea. So there you go. Allah said, angels, go down. Let's fight with the genies. So angels and genies fought, and there was bloodshed on the earth. What kind of bloodshed? Ibn Abi Hatim narrated from Ali Jafar al-Bakr that the angels were informed that the man would cause wickedness. I don't know who informed that to angels, but that is when Allah, chapter number 2, verse number 30 to 39, Allah said that I'm going to create a man on earth, and the angel said, they're going to shed blood. Why? Because the genies who were sent to the earth first, they shed blood. So according to Islam, earth was first created for genies. Genies were living on the earth, and then they started fighting. When they started fighting, Allah sent the angels to fight with them, destroy them, obliterate them, remove them even from the depth of the seas. And when they were removed, then Allah said, okay, I'm going to make a man. And now I'm going to put a man on earth. And then the angels were like, we know when your last creation was thrown on the earth, they they shed blood. They fought. They fought with each other. They shed blood. And it was said that they knew that no one would create on earth who would not be wicked and shed blood. So angels knew that any creature who would be living on earth will shed blood, will be fighting, will be wicked. But Allah said, I know what you don't know. That's Surah Baqarah. So Allah was right, or you know, angels were right. Let's think about it. Does human shed blood? Yes. Are human wicked? Yes. Angels already told Allah that this is going to happen. Yes. So Allah said, I know more than you. Yes. So is Allah right or angels right? Huh. The Almighty Allah was wrong here, quite frankly. It was wrong. He was wrong, right? Right, guys? Yeah, he was wrong. So anyhow, after the fight of the angels and the genies, a man was created, and his name was Adam. Me, by the way, me. I am the first man. I was created 7,484 years before today, and I'm still alive. That's who I am. So these genies were there, and let's go to the Quran and let's see about this whole narration. Before you say, "Oh, this is Ibn Kathir saying that this is a da'if hadith," let's go to the Quran. Let's validate it from the Quran. And the Quran says, chapter number 2, verse number 30, it says, and when your Lord said to the angels, indeed, I'll make upon an earth a successive authority, a man, quotes and quotes, they said, will you place upon the one who caused corruption therein and shed blood, just like the genies, while we exalt you with praise and declare your perfection? He said, indeed, I know which you do not know. Allah, what happened then? Do you know that the humans are still doing the same thing? And then he says, look what Allah says. And he taught Adam the names of all of them. He showed them to the angels and said, inform me about the names if you are truthful. So imagine Allah is a cheater here as well. So first he teaches Adam names of everyone. By the way, animals. Here it is, animals probably. Um, and then he asks angel, hey angel, can you tell me what this thing is? Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you how this would be happening. So let's go. So what happened is Allah created some animals and things on earth. And then Allah told Adam the names of these things. So, what happened is very simple. Angels were there, and Adam was there, and everyone was there. And Allah said, okay, listen, guy, what is this thing? What is this thing? What is this thing? And the angel said, we don't know. We don't know what this is. We don't know. And then they asked Adam, hey, Adam, tell us what this is. And Adam said, That is a cat. Yay! Adam knew. Allah already told him beforehand. But yeah, oh, I forgot the ears. My bad. My bad. My bad. Yay! Adam knows. Angels do not know. And then Allah made another thing. Is like, this, what is this guy? And oops, oops. Sorry. Sometimes my drawing is not that good, but I try to make good drawing. I'm a very good artist. Sometimes it kind of sucks sometimes. So don't worry. I'm gonna try to do better next time. And I said, "What is this?" And the angel said, "We don't know. We don't know." And then the children of Adam, Jackie said, "Yeah, bah." What is this? This is a goat. Jackie, you were right. You were making sound of the goat, so you were right there. So perfect. That's a goat. So then Allah brought another thing which had a lot of you know hairs on it. Very lot of hairs, lot of hairs, lot of hairs, lot. And Allah said, "Hey angels, what is this?" And then the Adam said, "Yeah, that's a sheep." Oh, by the way, somebody, Andrew Martin already said, "That's a sheep." See, even the children of Adam knew the names of these animals. But you know what happened? Allah already told Adam, and the angels didn't know that. How stupid it is. This is crazy. I don't know how these people can actually relate to this, because at the end of the day, this is really stupid. Like, even when I'm doing this and drawing this, it looks really, really stupid. Yet, for most of the Muslimin around the world, they have no idea. They have no idea about it. Anyhow, we have somebody here. Let's see. Unmute yourself.
Hello,
Hey, our Scottish friend is here again.
how are you?
So, how is this Allah doing something so
I
idiotic?
put something in the private chat. I'm
I
ready
don't
to
get it.
turn back to Christianity. If
Okay,
you
back to
can,
Christianity. I'm not
if
talking
you
about
can,
Christianity. Is there any jinns here in Christianity?
if you want me to come back to Christianity, answer the question in the.
Okay. Bye bye, Scottish idiot. All right, coming back to the same point. He showed them the angels and said, "Inform me about the names of these if you're truthful." And the angel said, "Allah, you are an idiot, you know that? You know, we have no knowledge except what you taught us. But you taught Adam already. And then indeed it is you who's knowing and wise." Now imagine what is happening. That it's a cheating match, it's a cheating competition. It's literally a cheating competition. How is it a cheating competition? Because Adam was already informed about these things. And Adam said, "Inform them about their names." And when he had informed them about their names, he said, "Did I not tell you? I know the unseen of the heavens and the earth." Now imagine, angels never said that Adam will have more knowledge than them. That was not the beginning. That was not something which was a point of conflict about creating Adam. That was the stupidity of Allah in itself to begin with. The point of concern here was whether Adam and his descendants will create or cause corruption in the land and bloodshed. That was the issue. Not that Adam will have more knowledge than angels or not. Point number one, Milord. Milord, point number one. Point number two is, even if Adam has more knowledge, but wait. Adam doesn't have more knowledge. Allah just cheated. He informed Adam the names beforehand, and angels were not informed about those. See, so anyhow, let's say for the sake of argument that Adam had more knowledge. Yet the problem here is it doesn't matter. That was not the question of the angels to begin with. So I don't know whether Allah was stupid or angels were stupid, because either one of them were stupid for sure, or both were stupid, because Allah replied in a different manner, just like this Scottish idiot who comes into my channel again and again. But at the same time, he can never reply to what I'm saying. He will change the topic. He will divert the topic every time he jumps in. And Allah diverted the topic, and that is why these Muslimin will always divert the topic. They will not talk about the thing or the topic that we are talking about. They are gonna divert because Allah diverted. Now the problem here is that these angels who Allah created were idiots like Allah. They go into diverted topic. Problem with me is that I'm not stupid, as you can see for sure. I know how to keep my topic and how to talk about the particular topic that I'm talking about. Hence, I will not let them divert my topic. That's how I work like that. So now, with that being said, there's some Rajput guy in the backstage. If you are a Muslim, my friend, please provide uh, the permission to your browser for the mic and camera if you have it. If you don't, please leave the studio, because without that, I cannot invite you in the studio. So, Mr. Rajput, if you're a Muslim, provide the permission to the mic and camera, and then we can continue talking. So, my friend, let me tell you another thing, that these idiots which Allah created cannot even tell the truth. They're always going to lie. And I'm going to prove it to you now. Scottish guy again. Yes, Mr. Scottish guy. Unmute yourself.
Hello, how
Yeah.
are you?
So you said in the private chat you're going to answer this question. So are you?
What's the specific question?
I already asked that.
Do you mind repeating the question?
All right. Let me put you backstage and I'll repeat the question. So, guys, did I not say that these idiots are liars as well? As you must have seen, he had no idea what the question is, but he's saying, let me on. I will answer question, any question. Okay, let me on. So he heard my question, yet he did not hear my question. I proved that he was liar. Let me prove it again, because I'm gonna give him the question again. In the first verse that I showed here, it says, angels had a argument with Allah, saying, Allah, how can you create man and give authority on the earth when he is going to create corruption and bloodshed on the earth? And Allah is saying, dude, I know more than you. Okay. But when Allah is explaining, Allah never answered the question of the angels. That's it. He just deceived them by giving Adam some more knowledge than angels about the names of the animals. That's it. So, was angel right or Allah was right? Yes, you have the question now.
You postulated that angels were arguing with God. Where does it say
What
the
was
word
it,
arguing?
what was happening here? Read it.
Different from arguing, isn't it?
What is it?
Well, it said, well, do you want me to read it out?
Yeah,
And when
what is it?
your Lord said to the angels, indeed, I will make upon the earth a successive authority. They said, as in the angels, will you place upon it one who causes corruption therein and sheds blood, whilst we exalt you with praise and declare your perfection? He, as in Allah, said, indeed, I know which you do not know.
Okay, so what is it? They are having an argument.
They're not
Allah is
having an
trying to.
argument. You're
What are they
mischaracterizing
having?
it. Right, let's move on anyway. They're having a
No, what are they
conversation.
having? What is happening here? A discussion?
Well, let me say this. God said something. Then the angels asked a question, and then God replied. Now, the definition of an angel, as you very well know, is someone who obeys God's commands.
Yeah, here they did not
They
obey the
never
command.
they never
They just
disobey God's
they barked.
commands.
They barked like a dog, like you do. So why did angels responded instead of just obeying? And stop with the stupid accent.
What's your problem?
Okay, listen, I'm not here to waste my time. Can you please
I'm not
stop
here
with your
to waste
stupid
my
accent?
time either.
Yes, you are. So can you please stop your stupid accent and give me the
What
answer? What is
accent?
happening
What
here?
are you talking about? I'm from Scotland. What's the issue?
All right, let me block you. Hold on.
You want to
Give me a
block me?
second. Let me
Block me
block
if
you.
you want.
Yeah, that's you. I did. Have a nice time, button. All right, let's go back. Like, he's wasting too much time with the accent because he can't speak properly. He's barking with an accent and he doesn't know what he's saying. Idiot. So okay, let me block the Rajput as well because this idiot. I told him that if you want to have a talk, you have to give permission to the mic and camera. I cannot add you in the stream if you have not given permission. Mr. Rajput, are you an idiot? I heard the Rajput had very good knowledge and they were very intelligent, but I didn't know once they accept Islam, they become idiots like you. I have no idea. So, can you please try to give permission to your mic and camera so that I could add you in? Last chance before I block you as well. Shuklaji said, types of jinn, then jinns to shaitan. Oh, I'm going to show you what shaitan is. Yes, no worries, no worries. Jinns are basically devils because jinns fought. They fought and they did bloodshed in the land, and that's why they are those. Andrew Martin said, "Oh, that, he said nothing. He became our member, even though he is our moderator as well." Thank you, Andrew Martin, for the double blessing because you are doing a lot of my work as well in the live chat, and you now became a member as well. Appreciate it. Eternal Sanatan is saying testing, testing. All right, thank you. Testing, testing. Appreciate it. All right, coming back to our subject. Let's go back. There we go. Again. Where were we? Where were we? Where were we? All right. So now angels and genie, sorry, not angels and Adam is having an argument and all that kind of stuff. And genies are already removed. Then what happened? How come the genie came back? Because there are three types of genies. Let me show you. Let me show you. There are three types of genies. Hold on. Let's go back to the genies. There are three types of genies. Abu Talha al Khushni traced to Prophet the saying that the genies are of three classes, three types. One which have wings. They drink Red Bull a lot, so they have wings and they fly in the air. One which consists of they are shape-shifting genies, snakes and dogs like of creatures. And the one which stays in a place and travel about. So there are the third kind which either travel or stay somewhere. You know, there are three different types of specific genies. By the way, this it is transmitted in Shara as-Sunan and it is Sahih even according to Al-Albani. So nobody can say this is da'if. And the youth club of Pakistan actually did a full stream on this. So this can't be da'if because they made a full stream. They were teaching the Muslim youth of Pakistan about these genies, the three types of genies. So these were three types of genies. But all of these three types of genies, one who can fly with wings, one who can become a snake or a dog, shapeshifters, and the one who stays in a place or travel around, they're all made out of fire. All of them. So Allah made them from fire. Let me show it to you. Don't tell me. Everything is not created with water, according to Allah Himself. Allah is really, really stupid. We all know that. But and then Allah says, oh, sorry, too much scroll, too much scroll. Let's go back. Let's go back. There you go. And jinn we created before what? Before the creation of mankind from scorching fire, scorching fire. And then Allah was like, that scorching fire is actually a fire only, which is a smokeless fire. So it's a very good fire. You know, blue flame, the flame doesn't give any smoke. It's a perfect flame. So Allah created a perfect flame, and then from that perfect flame, Allah created genies who does not live in a bottle. They don't live in a bottle. They fly. They have wings. And then people say Arabian Nights, this genie stories are Arabian Nights. That's not Arabian Nights. It's the reality. It's the reality. Allah created them. These are genies. Allah created them. You gotta be, come on, come on. You gotta be very, very serious about here, because these were special type of genies, you silly. And by the way, these genies, they live in tribes. So they are tribal genies. You need to know that. They are very tribal genies. Check this out. Ya Bani Adam. So it says, let's come here. O children of Adam, let not Satan tempt you, because Satan is actually a genie. As he has removed you and your parents from the paradise, stripped them from their clothing to show them their private parts. Indeed, he sees you, he and his tribe. So, genies and their tribe, Wakabila, innahu Wakabiluhu.
وقبيله.
Ah, genies lives in tribes. They are tribal genies. They are tribal genies and they live in tribes. You don't believe me, right? Believe Allah. If you don't believe me, at least believe Allah. Don't believe me. Genies live in tribes. Okay? I don't know why nobody is believing me. That's just so silly. You guys are so mean. You don't mean. Come on. Hello? No, nobody's believing me. I don't know what's happening. Genies actually lays eggs. Okay? They lay eggs as well. Qurtubi tells us that genies lay eggs. Come on, guys. There are tribal genies. Genies are tribal. Don't say astaghfirullah. Yes. This is Quran. This is Allah saying about this. You guys are so mean. You guys are so bad. You guys are very, very bad. And then it says in Qurtubi, let's read that. And it says, Fakala, hal means what? Hal, Ablis, Zawja. Does Ablis has a female wife? Fakulta, and they said, Inna zalika urusulama shadadun zikrat qawlahu uttadi khairuje. No, he doesn't, but he lays eggs by himself. Illa min zuriyati fakalta naam. Fakala Mujahid, Inna Ablis adkhala farajaha fihi faraj nafsiha. That Iblis puts his own male private part into his own female private part and lays eggs. Lays eggs. Bayzat. Khamsa bayzat. Khamza is, oops, what is happening? What just happened? All right, it's back. All right. So what Jinn does is he puts his own male private part, faraj, into his own faraj, into his own female faraj, and creates 5 eggs. And then wakila Allahu khalaqahu fi al-yamini zikra wa fi asri farajaha. So Allah created this genie, this Iblis, with his right thigh having a male private part and his left thigh with a female private part. So when he shakes his thigh, fahuwa yankeha haza vihaza, when he performs sex with himself, fayakhraja lahu kulla yawma ashrat bayza. So at that day, he gives 10 eggs. Okay, let's just do this. Let's just do this. Let's take all of that. Let's do Control C. Let's do translate.googly.com. Let's go to Arabic and let's see what it says. Does Satan have a wife? So I said, this is the wedding that I did not witness. There is no wife. Then I mentioned, he said, uh, will you take him and his offspring as guardians? This is the Quran verse. So I knew that offspring can only be done from a wife, because offspring has to have with a wife. So I said yes. Then Mujahid said Satan inserts his vagina into his own vagina. So faraj and farajaha, they are actually translating it as vagina. Basically faraj means opening, so it can be used as the male private part and the female private part, and lays 5 eggs. And then the second is saying, it is also said that Allah created for him a penis in his right thigh and a vagina in his left thigh. So he marries, not marries, it's yan keha. Yan keha is sex. This man with this man. So haza behaza means from his right to the left. So with himself, and there comes 10 eggs out of him every single day, because this guy does it every day. So he's creating a lot of babies. He's a lot of baby creator. He creates a lot of babies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, and 20, and every 10. So it's like 10 raised to power 2 kind of a thing, because all of the babies will actually do something similar, right? So that's what it is. So please don't mind what I'm saying. Just think what Allah is saying, because that's Allah. Who am I to say anything? You guys are so mean. You guys don't accept what I'm saying. You guys are so mean. What should I do with you guys? And then it says, here you go. The Satan has kids. That's how they live in tribes. There you go. There you go. Because Allah is saying that. This is the same verse that I showed you. And said to the angel, prostrate to Adam, and they prostrated except Iblis. He was the genie and departed from the command of his Lord. Then will you take him and his descendants as allies? So Iblis is the first genie who was departed from by Allah command. Or maybe he is the second, or maybe he is the third. I don't know. Iblis. When Allah said to the angels, prostrate, Iblis did not prostrate. But Iblis was a genie. He was not an angel. He was a genie. He was a genie. And Allah said, depart from here. Then Allah is saying, then will you take him and his descendants as allies? Descendant means his zuriya. There you go. Offspring.
وذريته.
That's what his offspring. This is how he creates offspring. Like by having yankeha haza behaza means yankeha with himself. So he F's himself. That's how he creates a lot of babies. Babies after babies. That's what Iblis does, which is a genie. And people are not. Come on, guys. All right. I'm so sad right now. You guys, come on, Andrew. That's not fair. This is Allah. This is the Quran of Allah, and you are my moderator. You have to accept what I'm telling you. You gotta say thank you, Adam, for this nice information. I had no idea about this before. Come on, that's just so wrong of you guys. You got come on, Allah sent His word by word, this Quran, to a 7th century Arabian illiterate, so that we could gain knowledge of the unseen. How can you not believe this? How can you not believe? You guys are, come on. Okay, I'm very sad right now. I'm very sad, tribal dad. This is really sad. You can't say that. This is, guys, you guys are unbelievable. You guys are tormenting me right now. How can you do such a thing? You gotta accept this. This is Quran, not any other Arabian night story kind of a thing. This is Quran itself. You have to accept it. This is silly. This is madness, man. You guys are so mean. What should I do with you guys? You guys are meaner than the actual mean Muslimin. This even the Scottish guy right now would have been fine to talk with, because you guys don't accept me. Like, oh man, what should I do with you? You guys really very sad, very sad. I am saddened right now because of your lack of accepting the words of Allah over here. This is so bad. And by the way, genies are of one color. Okay, that is also true, because they are made of smokeless fire. But Adam and the descendant of Adam were not of one color. They are of multiple colors. Some are white, some are red, some are yellow, some are peachy. Nobody is white, by the way, unless but yeah, according to Allah, there is white as well, because there is white sand. How do I know? because Allah mixed all these sands together to create Adam. That's why we have different color combinations. You don't believe me? Okay, let me show it to you. You guys, unbelievable. You guys don't trust anything whatsoever. Let's go back to Qisasul Anbiya, the story of Prophet by Ibn Kathir, and it says, let's read. Allah created Adam from a handful of dust taken from different lands of earth. So Adam was created from dust, but it was taken from different lands. So the children of Adam has been created according to the composition of the land. Hence, therefore, from man we have white, red, black, yellow ones, etc. How did Allah took this land, this earth, this land? How did Allah took this dust from different land? This is another story. You gotta read the next story, which is very important. So dust from different land. How do we take that? This is Sahih al-Bukhari, by the way. So you can't deny that. Check this out. Ibn Masud said, this is very important, guys. This is, I'm giving you a gold mine which Allah sent, okay? Ibn Masud, another companion of the Prophet, said, Allah Almighty sent Jibreel onto earth to said that Allah Almighty sent Jibreel onto earth to get him clay. So Allah doesn't have a clay, okay? So Allah asked Jibreel, hey Jibreel, listen, buddy, can you please go down to the earth and get me some dust from there for? And then the Jibreel said, okay, yes, boss, let me go there. Then Jibreel went to the earth, and then the earth said, Astaghfirullah Rabbil Alameen. I seek refuge in Allah from you decreasing my qualities or disfiguring me. So Jibreel returns and did not take any death. He said, my Lord, the land sought refuge in you, and it was granted. So Jibreel land said, okay, I seek refuge from Allah. Astaghfirullah. And Jibreel said, all right, fair enough. I'll go back to Allah. Even though Allah sent me to get some dust, you don't want me to give dust, so I'm going back. Then Allah sent Mikael. He'll send Mikael, go man, go Mikael, go to the earth, get some dust. Same purpose. And the land sought refuge. Land said, Astaghfirullah. And Mikael said, all right, fair enough. So he went back to Allah, just like Jibreel. Then Allah said, all right, you two no good fool angels, just you guys are of no use, you stupid angels. Allah sent the angel of death, and the angel of death, the land sought refuge in Allah, and the angel said, Astaghfirullah, I seek refuge from Allah as well. So land said Astaghfirullah, and this angel of death said Astaghfirullah from returning without carrying out his command. So he took the clay from the face of the earth and mixed it. What type of clay? He did not take the clay from one particular place, but rather he took some white, some red, and some black clay from different places of the earth. And then angel of death ascended with it. Allah soaked the clay till it became sticky. Then Allah said to the angel, there you go, I have created man from clay. This is the real story, you guys, you illiterate guys, come on. That's how Adam was created. That is why human beings have different colors. Some has white, some has black, some has mixed wheaty skin color, brownish color, some has red and white mix. They are like peachy color, some has red, white, and black mix. Like, that is how we have different colors in human skin, because the dust was created from different part of the earth, whereas the jinns were made from smokeless fire, so they have no color whatsoever. They are colorless. They have they are just bright smokeless fire. That's the reality of it. And this is Islam. If you haven't known that before, I request you to please learn. I'm giving you gold mine. This is gold mine. Hey, Hussein Mashni, what's up, brother? Come up if you have time. We are talking about the jinns, because jinns and were created 2000 years before Adam. Hence, jinns and Adam, we're gonna talk about both of them. I have a little more to show as well, but please join in if you can. Adam da Vinci. Oh yes, you are too far behind, I think, because you are just looking at my creation that I created in a beautiful manner. But you're welcome. And Jackie is saying CD has a um, disgraced him. What? I have no idea what she is doing. So two people are talking in the live chat with each other. I have to block both of them. Seems like it. Anyhow, so with that being said, where are all the Muslimin? The good Muslimin, the one who knows Islam, the one who can tell me about this beautiful, beautiful Islam that people don't know. That people have no idea what we are talking about. Do they? The tribes of genies and all that kind of stuff. And then the genes, you know, they are of three types. They are of three types. The ones, some have wings, some have this, and even the scholars of Islam talks about it. Let me show it to you. Islam QA info dot islamqa.info, not qa.info dot something. Islamqa.info. There you go. So if you want a true Muslim to tell you, there you go. Types of genies Islam. Allah has created different type of genies. Among them are some who take on different forms, such as dogs and snakes. Huh? They are shape shifting genies. Some who are like flying winds, flying winds. They fly like wind with wings. Oh, ho, ho. So some has flying power. They have wings and fly like wind. And some who can travel and rest, like most of them. And then some who lives in you. They live in. So there could be four type of genius. Then um, that's uh, so I don't know which one is the one who lives in you. I don't know. Let's see. Because Sahih Muslim 2174 actually says, Allah Messenger said, oh, so and so. So Allah Messenger was in the company of his wife. A person happened to pass. He called him and where is it? Oh, so and so. She was such and such wife. Thereupon Allah Messenger said, if you were to doubt at all, I would entertain no doubt about at least. Thereupon Allah Messenger, verily, the Satan circulates in the body like blood. Oh, la, 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 la. The Satan circulates in the body like blood. You know, in the shaitan. Minal insana. Now imagine there was another thing. There was another thing. Let's see if Ibn Ab, hold on. There's another one. Give me a second. Give me a second. And here it says, what? The devil flows in man like blood. Ooh. So there's these kind of genies as well, which lives in you. They live in you. But they are they are one of those three types probably. They are very tiny. So there is a tiny, tiny genie who lives in you like blood. It just lives in you. So the ones, I think the last ones who can travel and rest, they are probably the one who live inside the human body because they can't fly and probably. And then the messenger of Allah, the jinns are of three types, etc., etc. And this is in many locations reported by Al-Tawai, Al-Mishkil, Al-Tibrani, Al-Kibri, Sheikh Al-Albani said that this is Sahih and all that. So many references. The types of genius, multiple types of genius, beautiful types of genius. And somehow Allah, okay, let me just answer you, all of you. If you still do not believe in genies, type 1. And if you now somehow starting to believe in genies, type 2. Let's see how many of you are actually believing in the genies now. I've shown you so many references. You gotta have to believe it. This is Allah saying these things, Muhammad saying all of these things. See, the Almighty, the Great is agreeing with me now. He just sent one. Ashwani just said one. XT Matt, you are still at 2. All right, I'll give you some more data. Tribal is one. Snow. See, people now are starting to believe in genies now. That's good. That's good. Let's see how many more. Glory, thank you, Glory sister, for agreeing that finally you agree on genies. Genies are very important creature of Allah. Hmm. Let's see if we have more. Okay, RJS is saying that he still needs more proof. He's still a doubting. Okay, well, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. So let's see. La 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 la. Da, da, da. Let's see. We have quite a few. We have quite a few of them. Good. So at least somehow we have some believers here. All right. Hmm. Let me show it to you. Now you will believe it. Now what I'm going to show you now, you will have no doubt in believing the genies. There we go. And here we go. This is Musnad Imam Al Ahmad, right? And what is happening here? Let's see if we can translate it into English by Google Translation. Can we? Can there be a translation? Ah, yes. All right. On the authority of Flana, on the authority of Flana, may the Allah may bless him and grant him peace. So we set off until I came to such and such place. So he wrote for me a plan, and he said to me, means Muhammad said to me, stay behind this. So he wrote a line basically on the ground, stay behind me. That's it. Don't move this line. Do not leave it. For if you leave it, you will perish. So if you stay, if you come out of this, you'll perish. He said, I was in it. Okay, I'm going to stay in it. He said, so the messenger of God, God bless him and grant him peace, proceeded to delete it, not delete it. He proceeded from this line or remove something, or he said, then he mentioned it briefly as if they were Zut people. Afan said, Allah willing, they have no clothes on them. Like these genies had no clothes. These Zut genies had no clothes on them. And I do not see their sides being long and having little flesh. So he saw them as tall, thin, without laham. They have very little mass on them. They were very slim people. He said, so they came and started riding on the messenger of Allah. Yarkabuna Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa wasallam. So these genies started riding Muhammad, and they had no clothes. So they were riding Muhammad, and they were very, very tall. They were really tall genies. He said, and the Prophet, may God and bless him, please, recited to them, and Muhammad recited surahs to them while they were riding Muhammad. You know what riding is? Yarkabun, riding. Please do not write Yarkabun or Rajal in Arabic, because if you type Yarkabun or Rajal or Yarkabun al Amra in Arabic and search on Google, you will get very nasty videos, which I cannot show over here, obviously, because this is YouTube. You'll get, the R-rated kind of things in Arabic. So please try not to do that. Okay, that's a fair warning. I already gave you the warning. And they started writing him all night long, and they started coming to me, but because I was behind the line, so the line blocked me. And Abdullah said, I was greatly terrified by them because they were riding Muhammad, they were tall, they were big. And he said, so I sat down. Then when it's split, like when the sun split, when the day came up, they started to go on the morning pillar, so they went off. He said, then messenger came with heavy pain. Obviously, when these many genies are going to ride Muhammad, he will be in pain. So he had heavy pain, or almost pain, from what they rode on him. He was heavy pain. He was in pain because all of these genies, naked genies, rode him all night long. He was so tired, in such pain, that he placed his head on his lap and slept. And they were wearing long, and then sectra sectra sectra, and they were genies. These were genies. They did beautiful things. Now Do you still need more information? Do you still not believe the genies? If you still do not believe the genies, I don't know what will make you believe on genies, because you know, how can this be not true? If how can this be not true? Because this is very dirty, you know, this is dirty. This is dirty hadith. So if even the dirty things are telling us that there were genies, you gotta believe that there were genies. There is no other way. You have to believe them. Okay, I don't know. I have no idea how you will believe it if this is not making you believe this. So I'm trying my best to give you the best of the best information to make you believe on these special beings made out of fire, because they actually rode Muhammad all night long as well. I believe orange beard Mulanas are genies. Um, orange beard Mulanas are not genies. They are some other, they are some other thing. They are literally something else. So um, guys, this is a dangerous hadith. How can this be not true if this is, even this bad thing cannot be, you know, it cannot be written if it is not true. Uh, hmm. So I did not show you this English version of it because they removed Yarkabuna Rasulallah translation from it. Okay, Yarkabuna Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is in Arabic, but when they translated it, they removed it. Let me give you the English version of it. It's in Tirmizi. Let me show it to you. There you go. That's in Tirmizi. This is in Urdu, and this is in English. Okay. And they said, he went with him, wide valley of Makkah. He sat down there. Then he draw a line around him. Then they said, do not go beyond your line, for indeed there shall come men to you, but do not speak to them, for they shall not speak to you. He said, then Muhammad went to where he wanted to go. While I was sitting with the line, some men came to me that appeared if they were a dark people, either from North Africa or Indian Sea. See, etc., both their hair and their bodies. I did not see nakedness not covered. They ended up before me, but they did not pass the line. They returned towards Muhammad, and it was near the night. The messenger came back while I was sitting, and he said, I have been awake watching all night. And then he entered into the line with me, lay down on my thighs, sleep, vagara, 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 vagara. And this is Sahih. You know, there are so many hadiths like that. You gotta believe in these genies, because this is what Muhammad was doing. By the way, there is a Surah Jinn as well in the Quran. You gotta believe in Surah Jinn. And Surah Jinn is in Quran not because genies are not there. It is in the Quran because the genies are there in this world. Let me show it to you. Chapter number 72. Let's just read. Go to Quran, chapter number 72. There you go. And it says Suratul Jinn, Surah of Jinns, Al Jinn. And it says, let's read. Say, Muhammad, it has been revealed to me that a group of genies listened and said, group of genies. This is the same story that I'm just showing it to you. They listened to Muhammad. Indeed, we have heard an amazing Quran while they were riding Muhammad, basically. And it guides to the right course while they were riding Muhammad. And we have believed in it, and we will never associate with our Lord anyone, because obviously they were riding Muhammad while they were listening to it. and that exalted is the noblest of our Lord. He has not taken a wife or a son. Okay, that's now he's attacking, I don't know who, the Greek gods probably. And that our foolish ones has been saying about Allah an excursive transgression. There are 28 verses in the Quran which is spoken by the jinns, and Muhammad spoke about that. And we had thought that mankind and the genies would never speak about Allah. Huh? Sorry, Allah alai. Oh, never speak about Allah alai. We had thought that mankind and jinn would never speak about Allah alai. Mankind and genies both. And then they are debating. And there were men from mankind who sought refuge in men from the jinns. So the only increase them in burden. Okay. So men and jinn kind cannot, they'll increase in burden. And they thought as you thought, and Allah would never see anyone, and so on and so forth. And there are 28 verses in the Quran where genies are talking, and Allah is mentioning that supposedly, or Muhammad is mentioning that. I don't know who's mentioning who, but you know, genies, the words of genies are in Quran. You gotta be very careful when you ignore genies. These are genies, and their words are in Quran. And we used to sit there in a position of hearing, but whoever listen now will find a burning flame, light waiting, and all that kind of stuff. Genies know Allah more than Allah, kind of. Genies know Allah because Allah created genies way before mankind, like I showed you, 2,000 years beforehand. That's what genie. That's what Allah is. Now you have to believe it. If you don't believe it, I don't know what will make you believe it. I promise you, now you gotta believe it. But before you believe it more, I have some super chats. Pink Panther said, there's a picture circulating on the internet showing Muhammad sitting on a donkey. The best comment say, "Ye gadhe par kaun gada baith?" Who is this donkey sitting on the donkey? That's what he said. And then TrendoTube said, Arabian Nights from Disney spoiled by Muhammad. Uh, I think Disney Arabian Nights are taken by the tales of Muhammad. It's the other way around. Paraoxmus said, today's episode sponsored by Magic Mushroom Incorporation. Good. Shuklaji said, Faraz and Farjaha is one jinn, no need of another great. Absolutely. Farj and Farjaha, they are like the male and the female Farj, and that's what it is, and that's the reality of it. But before I continue, I'm going to take a short break, and I will see you guys in a bit.
Hello Habibis and Shikhntika lovers. If you would like to support Adam Seeker, please go to Patreon and show your support. www.patreon.com/Adam Seeker. We thank you all for your kind support and enjoy the video. By the way, this was a commercial break. And also, please don't forget to comment and like and also subscribe. It's free, Habibis. Don't be tight like Muhammad and Muhammad's father, Abdullah, and Abdullah's father. Anyway, let's don't go in there. God bless you all. Please go to Patreon and make your donations. Only if you would like to support. We don't force like Muhammad. Hello, Habibis and Shikhntika lovers. If you would like to support Adam Seeker, please go to Patreon and show your support. www.patreon.com/Adam Seeker. We thank you all for your kind support and enjoy the video. By the way, this was a commercial break. And also, please don't forget to comment and like and also subscribe. It's free, Habibis. Don't be tight like Muhammad and Muhammad's father, Abdullah, and Abdullah's father. Anyway, let's don't go in there. God bless you all. Please go to Patreon and make your donations. Only if you would like to support. We don't force like Muhammad.
Hello and welcome back. I hope you guys had a nice time while listening to this beautiful break. Imagine this is something that they are teaching They are youth in Pakistan, and I'm scared of these youth. When they will grow up, what will they be? They'll be the same idiot. And that's why I say, Youth Club of Pakistan, why don't you come up live with me? Why don't you come up? Why don't you come here? The Youth Club of Pakistan is, it's a big club. It's not a small club. Imagine they have 1.45 million subscribers, and they are speaking mostly in Urdu language. So they are influencing a lot of people with a lot of subscribers. And this is their channel here, as you can see, Youth Club PK. Okay, they have like a lot of subscribers, and they are teaching the teenagers this stupidity. And one of their stupidity that I just went there and I saw it, it was like, what? Jinns and the secret society. It was somehow, it was for me. I don't know how YouTube decided that I should do the video on genies, because somebody sent me a message in my video. Hey Adam, why don't you make a video on this youth club? And I was like, what is youth club? I have never heard about them. And I went there, and for me the main video was jinns and the secret society. I was like, what the, really? Like, that's what they're teaching? But imagine, they have to teach this. Why do they have to teach this? Because at the end of the day, this is pure Islamic. This Disney story, genie in the bottle, is pure Islamic. I don't know, this idiot, why don't, come up, come here, let's talk about it. Like, let me see. Please give me some evidence. You say that you have no evidence about the God. Okay. What about these genies? There are three types. Genie becoming Satan, Shaitan living inside you. Allah doesn't live in you, but Shaitan lives in you. What kind of a stupid, idiotic thing it is? Like, in Islam, Allah is not omnipresent. But in the same Islam, jinns are omnipresent because jinn live in you. They live in you. How can the jinn live in you? Ah, because jinn is omnipresent then. There is no other way to, to, to say if they don't live in you. Let me show it to you again so that we will be on the same page. And Allah says, sorry, Muhammad said, the devil flows in a man like his blood. Like his blood. He flows inside. Like, genies are omnipresent. And genies are of three types. They are of three types. Let's go there as well. One who can fly with wings. One who can shapeshift, like the snakes and the dogs. And one who sits and travel. That's what it is. And these genies were created actually 2000 years before Muhammad. Sorry, before Adam. Before me. Even I was created after the genies. That's just so wrong. Like, I should be the father of genies as well. That's just, Allah, that's stupidity. Okay, you should have created me before genies, but I am created in haste. Quran chapter number 21 verse number 37. Let me show it to you. Quran chapter number 21 verse number 37. So I was created in haste. خلق الإنسان من عجل. Man was created of haste, impatient. I I was created in haste, min ajal. Ah, haste. Why would Allah create me in haste? So now that is why, because Allah created me in haste, and they do not want to say that Allah can create somebody in haste. So they have a story behind it. What is the story? Check this out, and you will be amazed. Let's go back to stories of Prophet, Qissasul Anbiya by Ibn Kasir. And it says, He created man from the sounding clay, the same clay that he get from a lot of people, a lot of places on the earth. He commanded the angel, when I breathed my spirit into him, prostrate before him. Allah breathed his spirit into Adam, and when it reached his head, Adam sneezed. Achoo! Then angel said, all praise belong to Allah. Alhamdulillah. And then Adam replied, Yarhamakallah. Your Lord has granted you mercy. When the spirit reached his eyes, Adam looked at the fruits of the paradise. He's like, dude, these are nice fruits. When it reached his abdomen, Adam felt an appetite for food. So the ruh of Allah is going slowly inside Adam. So when he opens his eyes, he's like, hmm, this is night fruit. He jumped hurriedly before the spirit could reach his leg. So the spirit hasn't reached his leg. So his leg is still, stuck. He can't move his leg. And so he jumped so that he could eat from the fruits of paradise. And that is when Allah said, man is created of haste. So it's not that Allah created Adam in haste. It's the other way around. When he was created, he was hasty to eat something because he was hungry. Dude, Allah, your spirit is too slow. It's taking too much of a time. It's taking too much of a time. It's just going slowly into my body. That's not my fault. That's your fault. Why is your spirit going so slow in my body? And I'm hungry. I gotta eat something. It's you. It's not my fault. It's your fault. Man, this is Allah. But like, what can I do? Man, okay, you don't believe me, right? Okay, you don't believe me. I don't know why people don't believe me somehow. Today, everything that I'm saying, people are like every time I say something, you guys believe me. Now I'm saying something, you don't believe me. That's just so silly. And I'm giving you the truth. This is how Adam was created, and you guys don't believe me. That's just so not good, man. That's just so not good. And there's a big long hadith in Tirmidhi as well. Let's see that. Let's see that. This is hadith of Tirmidhi. Is sunnah.com, because you don't believe in story of Tirmidhi. When Allah created Adam, He breathed His soul into him. Then He sneezed and said, Alhamdulillah. So He praised Allah by His permission. Now imagine, how do Adam know that there is Allah? That's a stupidity, because he just blowing his spirit in him. But somehow Adam knew Allah is there. Then his Lord said to him, may Allah have mercy upon you, Adam. Go those angels to the gathering of them sitting. Assalamu alaikum. They said, Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. So they are talking with each other. This is your greeting and the greeting of your children among each other. So this is like, that's the greeting from the very beginning. Okay. Then Allah said, while his two hands were closed. Huh? Then Allah said to him, while his, this H is capital, means Allah's two hands were closed, choose which of them you wish. Hey, have you seen a man said to the baby, hey baby, like with two of his wrists closed, hands closed, and say, hey, which hand do you pick? Let's see. He said, I choose the right hand, my lord. Both of the hands of my lord are right. Eh? So both of Allah's hands were right. So Adam chose which hand, by the way? When Allah is showing both of his right hands, obviously one is on the right side, one is on the left side at that time. Because you cannot show both of the hands towards right. Were they on top of each other? Then Adam has to choose either the top hand or the bottom hand. If they are side by side, one hand has to be right and one hand has to be left. Even though they are placed with Allah on one side, if it is in front of Adam, one hand has to be right, one hand has to be left. But doesn't matter. This is another stupidity. Then he exalted it, and there was Adam and his offsprings. So he said, what are these, O my Lord? He said, these are your offsprings. So Allah created the offsprings of Adam right there and then. How? Hello? Can anybody tell me how? Anyhow, each one of them had his age written between his eyes. So everyone has an age written between their eyes. But among them, there was a man who was the most illuminating of them. Now Muhammad is trying to praise himself. Or among the most illuminated of them. He said, oh Lord, who is this? And this is our son Dawood. Dawood is the most illuminated, not Muhammad. You see, I was wrong. Muhammad is not exalting himself. He's exalting David. Dawood is David, from the house of David. Even Muhammad, when he's doing all of these things, he cannot somehow, do something really. He has to take the biblical narratives. I wrote 40 years for him. He said, oh Lord, add to his age. Dawood, 40 years is too less. Give him some might. He said, that is what I've written for him. He said, oh Lord, give him my 60 years. Okay. Give Dawood 60 years of my age. He said, so shall he. It is. There you go. Dawood will live 100 years. He said, then he resided in paradise as long as Allah is, and then he cast from it. So Adam was counting for himself. He said, so the angel of death came to him, and Adam said to him, you are hasty. 100 years were written for me. He said, of course, but you gave your 60 years to son Dawood. So Adam rejected, and his offspring rejected, and he forgot, and his offspring forgot. He said, so ever since that day, what is written in and witnessed has been decreed. That's the story. That's the story of Adam. So Adam was the first liar. He did not forget. He knew that he has had 100 years. His 60 years are missing. How can you create these stories? You know, when I was a baby, my elders would tell me stories, and they'll make up stories, you know. And as a baby, I would listen to them and I would enjoy, and I would be fascinated by them. In the 7th century Arabian Peninsula, when there were no TV, no education, no internet, no nothing, these stories would fascinate the people. It will resonate to them. Why do you lie? Because Adam was the first liar. How do you forget? Because Adam forget. It would resonate to them. It would create sense to them in a way that you and I cannot make sense to these things at this moment today. Nabil, the link is in there. Just click the link and come up. What's the problem? Why मैं मुझसे बात कर? What do you mean by मुझसे बात कर? The StreamYard link is pinned. Click on it and come up. These stories were resonating to these people, and they were listening to these stories, and they were like, wow, wow, and wow. That's what it is. What else is there? And Ibn Kathir is saying that Allah wanted him to finish him before the sun sets because he wanted to go up and do some stuff. There you go. Oops, this is Urdu. Okay, nahin, let me see if I can find it in English. Hold on. Let's go this one. Yes, this is good. Let's try in sun. Okay. Let's see what Ibn Kasir is saying here. Ibn Kasir. Ibn Abbas mentions a story when he wanted to get up before his soul reached his feet. When his soul was breathed into him, it entered his body and his head towards. When it reached the brain, he sneezed. May Lord have mercy. When it reached the eyes, he opened them. When it reached his body and limbs, he started to stare at the wonders. He wanted to get up before he reached his feet, but he could not. He said, oh Lord, make it happen before the night comes. Oh my goodness. Allah, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're taking too long. Your soul is going into my body very slowly. The night is coming. Please do it before the night. Do it before the night falls. You gotta hurry up, Allah. It's like that's why Adam is the creation of haste. This is why Adam is creation of haste. It's right here. Every single thing that I'm saying, I'm proving it. You still don't believe it. Oh, forget B and it be. Nothing is B and it be. In Quran, this is the utmost stupidity written ever. Kun fayakun, be and it be, is not there. Nothing in Quran is created by saying be and it is. Nothing. Allah did everything partially, slowly, and created it one by one. Allah had no idea. He first put jinns in the earth. Then he put the Adam. And angels were saying, like the genies, Adam is going to create the same issue. And the descendants of Adam is going to create the same issues. And they are doing it. Angels were actually right. They were actually right. But that's what it is. Huh. I don't know. What should I say to this now? I'm kind of hasty in giving out this information. But at the same time, nobody's believing me because I'm just giving you what Allah is giving. TrendoTube said Joe Biden can see genies. That's when he's lost. Uh, I don't think Joe Biden can see genies. I think he cannot see anything. He has lost it. But that's a separate thing for a separate day. Maybe he's seeing the genies who are riding Muhammad. Probably. But anyhow, Paroximus says Jinn goes in out of Islam followers. uh Man, you guys have very good fascination, just like Muhammad. Like Muhammad fascinated about all of these things, and that's uh, that's the same thing here. Just like Muhammad fascinating about these things. You know, the problem is twofold. Why the problem is twofold? What happened is, hold on, give me a second. Uh, Allah gave Adam the names of each and every person beforehand, and then asked the angels to have a test with Adam. And Adam won because Allah taught him all the names. Now, where does this comes into being? Muhammad did copy from the Bible, yes, but he did not know what was written in the Bible. Then Yahweh God said, "It is not good for a man to be alone. I will make him a helper suitable for him." And out of the ground, Yahweh God formed every beast in the field and every bird of the sky. And he brought each of the man to see what he would call it. And whether the man called a living creature, that was his name. Whatever the man called a living creature, that was its name. And the man gave the names to all the cattle or all the birds of the sky, to every beast of the field. Imagine this. The Bible says God created the animals and it was brought to the man, and the man named it. You know, the man named the animals, man named the birds. What would you call him? I'll call him an eagle. What would you call him? I'll call him an elephant. What would you call him? I'll call him a camel. What would you call him? I'll call him a dog. And I'm speaking in English, so I'm taking the English name. The problem is very stupid when you say that God gave the names to Adam, and then Adam called each and every animal with that name, and then he created a test for the angels. That is stupid. Now, this is what's written. I don't know how Adam at that particular time would have given the names, what names would have given. He might have given A, B, C, D to them or whatever. I don't know. I cannot tell you what language God was talking with Adam at that particular time. How was it the community? I have no information about that. But the issue is, whatever is in the Bible, you will see a very derogatory, stupid, idiotic situation in the Quran versus the Bible. Things would be taken from here and then it will be derogatorized, moved into the utmost stupidity, and then it will be converted into Quran. And then these people come up and say the Bible is corrupt. Okay, if the Bible is corrupt, then what is Quran? A fairy tale? What kind of a stupidity is there? That Allah is creating a particular test for the angels where Allah is teaching the man the names and then it is given to them as a test. He taught Adam the names of all of the animals and then he had a fight. He made Adam do a test with the angels. And then angel said, we don't know. And he said, Adam, why don't you give the name, tell the names? And Adam tells the name of each and everything. How stupid it is. I have no idea what is happening here. You know, you would see something, then people say a Quran is a copy of the Bible. No, it is not. I wish it would have been, but it is not. Things were taken, modified, changed, and then placed in the Quran. That's what Quran is. And I guarantee you, if Muhammad was born near the Buddhist, I guarantee you Buddha would have been a prophet of Islam. And the things that Buddha believed would be in the Quran in a more derogatorized manner. But problem is Muhammad had no idea who Buddha is. So there is no teaching of Buddha in the Quran, and Muhammad had no idea who Buddha is. Because Muhammad had no idea where Buddha is or who Buddha is. If he would have known it, the words of Buddha would be in the Quran in a more derogatorized, demonized manner. Why would I say? I say this because of the genie notion in the Quran itself. Because Allah is saying in the Quran that Allah created genies with smokeless fire or scorching fire. Aag ki lapat se means the fire which is going up high, and that fire is actually a smokeless fire as well. And because 5515, by the way, this could be a contradiction whether it is the fire which is going up or whether it is the smokeless fire. This could be a contradiction, but I'm not going to go into the contradiction. Why? Can anybody tell me a scripture who would say that there were fiery creatures? Are there fiery creatures somewhere? Creatures of fire somewhere in some scripture somewhere in this world? Before I go there, there's somebody in the backstage. Let me see who that is. Okay. Whoever the person is in the backstage, can you tell me if you are a Muslim? I'm adding you in. Are you a Muslim? Hey, Mr. Unmute yourself. Would you like to speak? Okay, let me kick you out for now. So that when you come back, please try to come back when you can speak. Don't come back before that point. All right. With that being said, let me go in and finish my statement here. There is a book called Ginzarabba. Ginzarabba is a 2nd or 3rd century book. Okay. And that book is called the Book of Sabi'ins. It's Ginzarabba and it is called the Book of Sabi'ins. In the Book of Sabi'ins, If we go to page number 25, I can't copy paste from here, so you can take a screenshot and verify it from um, any Arabic speaking person. It says here, Ismahu Adam wa Hawa. These were two people, Adam and Hawa, means Adam and Eve. Liyasjidi lahu malaikatun nar. And the malaika, which are made out of nar, did the sajda, prostration to him. وَمِنْ أَصَيْ كَمَنْ نَارْ وَلَكِنْ سَلَاسَ مِنْ مَلَائِكَةُ النُّورِ. So there were three angels in Gindarabba which are made of nur. Just three. The rest are made out of nar. Nar means fire. So in Gindarabba, you have angels made out of light, and there are angels made out of fire. They are angels of fire. They are made out of fire. And there are angels of nur made out of light. Now, imagine in Quran chapter number 2, there is a verse where it says that indeed the good people from the Christians, Jews, and Sabi'ins who believe in Allah and the last day are going to go into heaven. Sabi'ins are a very small community in this world right now as we are speaking. They're a very small community. There are not many left. But at the time of Muhammad, because it's a third century, second or third century um, religious ideology, there must have been a lot in those days. And Muhammad heard about that. So that is why you see that Quran says Allah asked the angels to prostrate to Adam. And everyone prostrated except for Iblis. But Iblis was never an angel. If Iblis was never an angel, how can Iblis prostrate? Because here you see that Malaikatun Nar, actually the fiery angels actually did prostrate to Adam. And Muhammad got confused. He was taking this thing from here. No, David, fire is not anonymous light. Noor is cold light. It's not that kind of a light. You gotta understand what I'm saying. Here, Tawheed is not in Quran, but the first chapter of Gindarabba is the chapter of Tawheed. This is right here. It's Tawheed. Even the Bismillah is taken from here. Bi Ismil Hayyul Azim. Bi Ismil Hayyul Azim. In the name of Hayy and the greatest. In the name of Hayy and the greatest. So imagine whatever you can think about it, it's already there. It's in here. You will not be able to see this in the Quran, Tawheed in the Quran, but you can see it here in Gindarabba. They have the concept of Tawheed, but they do not have the word Tawheed in there, but you can see the word Tawheed here. And by the way, the Tawheed is explained here. Musabbih Rabbi bi kalbi naqi huwa al-hayyul azim al-basirul qadir al-alimul azim al-hakim huwa al-azli al-zayli al-qadim al-gharib and al-aqwanun nur. By the way, al-aqwanun nur is another beautiful word here because kaun means universe. Here, the God of Gindarabba is the nur of the universe. Whereas in Quran, it never says kaun. It never says aqwan. It only says nur samawat wal arz. He is the light of the sky and the earth. Nur samawat wal arz. Here it says aqwanun nur, which is the universe, the light of the universe. Al-Ghani, Al-Aqwan Nur, Huwa Al-Qawlu was Samiyul Basir, Ash-Shifa was Zahir, वलकवा वसाबित वला गुफरानुल खता मुसब्बिह रब्बी बिकलबी नकी या रब्बुल अक़वानुल जमिया मुसब्बिह अंता मुबारक मुजम्मिद मुअज़्ज़िम मुअक्कर क़य्यूम मालिक नूर खन्नान तव्वाबुर रऊफुर रहीम अल हय्युल अज़ीम, and so on and so forth. So you would see a lot of things here that the God of the Sabi'ins is giving a lot of things which are, describing what the Tawheed is, the collective agreement of Tawheed, and this is what it is. But why would Allah not do that? Why would Allah not do that? Ya Rab ala Qwanun Jamian, like collectively of the whole universe. He is the God of collective universe, the complete universe. But that's where it is taken from. I believe that it is taken from this particular ideology called the ideology of the Sabi'ins, and their book name is Ginza Rabba. Do you have any doubt? Welcome, Peter, to Apologetics. Welcome. All right. With that being said, I think I have exhausted everything when it comes to genies and the Adam and genie and the shayateen and the power of genies. If there is any question, now is the time. Oh, Fatima Muhammad has the evidence of genies. I am ready, Fatima Muhammad. Please come up live if you can. And by the way, I forgot, genies are more powerful than any human being. That is why Solomon the Solomon in Quran is Hazrat Solomon was using genies to create huge things. I have to do another stream about Solomon and the genie of Solomon, because that's another beautiful subject in itself. I cannot open it right now, because the concept of genies in Islam does not it's not fully finished unless you talk about Hazrat Solomon, means the Solomon who had genies. And man, that's already a beautiful subject in itself. But in genies had more power than a human being, and that is why genie can bring up the takhte Shiva. They can bring the what is takht in English? Throne of Shiva in a jippy. Like, that's how fast they are. The flying genies, they just went to the Shiva, the kingdom of Shiva, brought the throne of Shiva like a jippy. And then genies were used by Solomon to build the temple of Solomon. Now the problem here is, what was the problem? Like, think about it. Why would Muhammad say the temple of Solomon was created by genies? Why? Think about it. Just for a second, forget there are no genie. Just for a second, assume that you are living in a 7th century Arabian desert where you are living in tents. You're living in tents, you're living in a house made out of mud and sand, and the roof is made out of what do you call it? The palm leaf branches on which you will put some mud on. That's the roof. And the walls is made out of mud. And you are living in this kind of a environment. And somebody comes in and tells you the length and breadth of the temple built by Solomon. Huge temple, multi-story temple, 8 feet wide, cherubims with wings in it, huge pots, massive hall in it, staircases going up on the left side. Let's just read it. Let's just read some of it. Let's just read some of it, because otherwise it will not be possible to explain it. I think that is in Second Kings chapter number 5, if I'm not mistaken. Let me verify. Or is it First Kings? First Kings, probably. Hold on. First King. It is in First Kings. Guys, help me out. Which, what, where does the Bible gives the exact location, exact measurements of the Temple of Solomon being built? Okay, nobody knows that. It seems like it. Hold on. Let me just find it out. Uh, hold on. First Kings chapter 6. Yep. I was very close. Instead of 5, it's 6. Give me a second. And you will see how it is. The house Solomon built. Okay, got it. Got it. There we go. Now imagine this kind of a building. There. Uh, there you go. As for the house which King Solomon built for Yahweh, its length was 60 cubit, and its width was 20 cubit. Its height was 30 cubit, and the porch in front of the nave of the house was 20 cubit. What is this? Acha, lit in length. Okay. In length, corresponding to the width of the house, its depth along the front of the house was 10 cubit. Also for the house he made windows with artistic frames, and he built against the walls of the house stories encompassing the walls of the house around both of the nave and the inner sanctuary. Thus he made side chambers all around. The lowest story, so it was a multi-story, was 5 cubit wide, and the middle was 6 cubit wide, and the third was 7 cubit wide. For an outside he made offset in the walls of the house all around in the order that the beams would not be inserted in the walls of the house. So it's on the side of on the wall, the beams. The house, while it was being built, was built of stones prepared at the quarry. There was neither hammer nor an axe nor iron tool heard in the house, because it was made in the quarry. Unlike the Quran, where Allah used jinns, supposedly. I will show you this sometime else as well. The doorway of the lowest side chamber was on the right side of the house, and they would go up winding stairs to the middle story, and from the middle story to the third story. So he built the house and completed it as he planned, the house with beams and planks of cedar. He also built the stories against the whole house, each 5 cubit high, and they were fastened to the house with timbers of cedar. And the word of the Yahweh came to Solomon, saying, concerning this house which you are building, if you will walk in my statutes and do my judgment, will keep my command and walk in them, and then I will establish my word with you, and spoke to David the father, and I will dwell among the sons of Israel with my forsaken and all. And then it was like built. Then he built the walls of the house on the inside with boards of cedar from the floor to the house ceiling, overlaid the walls on the inside with wood, and the overlaid the floor of the house with boards of cypress. And he built 20 cubit on the rear part of the house with the boards of cedar from the floor to the ceiling. He built them for it on inside as an inner sanctuary, as the holies of holy, and the house that is in the navel of the inner sanctuary, 40 cubit long. And there was the cedar on the house within, carved in the shape of the ground, and open flowers of cedar, was no stone seen. Then he prepared an inner sanctuary within the house in order to place there were ark of covenant in Yahweh of Yahweh. Now the inner sanctuary was 20 cubit in length, 20 cubit in width, 20 cubit in height, and he overlaid it with a pure gold. He also overlaid the altar with cedar. So Solomon overlaid the inside of the house with pure gold, and he drew chains of gold around the front of the inner sanctuary, and he overlaid it with gold. So he overlaid the whole house with gold until all the house was finished. Also, the whole altar which he was built in the inner sanctuary, he overlaid with gold. Also, in the inner sanctuary, he made two cherubims of olive wood, each 10 cubit high. And 5 cubit was the one wing of the cherubim, and 5 cubit the other wing of the cherubim. From the end to one wing to the end to one other wing was 10 cubit. The other cherub was also 10 cubit. Both cherubims were of the same measure and the same form. So imagine when you look at this whole passage, a cubit is approximately 1.5 feet. So when you say 10 cubit, it is approximately 15 feet, approximately, give or take. When you read this, you can, a person who knows AutoCAD can draw it with absolute perfect measurements. So you have this house, which is approximately 3 stories high. Each and every story is approximately 9 feet high. There are cherubims of 10 feet. There are full square rooms, rectangular rooms in there. The stones, to hide the stones, there were wood of cedar placed on the walls. The pillars were hidden. Muhammad was like, this cannot happen by a human being cannot make it. It's not possible. The guy who's living in a clay house with roof made out of palm tree leaves, for him, this kind of a house being built a 1500 years before him coming to this earth was an impossible kind of a task. It was impossible for him. It was like, that's not possible. Human beings cannot make it. So he claimed that this temple of Solomon was created by genies, and Solomon had power over genies. So Jinn actually created this house. Because for a 7th century Arabian man living in a desert, this was an impossible task back in 7th century, that a human being can make it 1500 years BCE. For him, this was impossible. This was not possible that the humans could make it, because Jerusalem was far, 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 far ahead in time when it comes to Muhammad era. When it comes to Muhammad, it was like going back to future kind of a thing. Part two, basically, where they go into the future, not into the past. That's why Muhammad said, "Oh, jinns actually created the Temple of Solomon." So Muhammad said, "Jinns have a lot of power. They have wings to fly. They can do certain things which normal human being cannot do. Hence, Temple of Solomon was created by genies." And literally speaking, the dimension is so precise. I have seen a few videos on the internet where AutoCAD people who know AutoCAD, they actually built this whole dimension in AutoCAD and shown the whole temple. You can literally see that, because now the computer science is very, very good, and there are more. You can read the rest of the passage. It's telling you each and every portion and everything over there. That is why I say that it is not possible. It is not possible for Muhammad to be a prophet, because he did not know anything whatsoever. He had no idea that this kind of a structure can be built by humans as well. How would he know? How would he know? He just simply cannot know. So the proof of genies are given by Fatima. Hydrogen, oxygen, 2 beer bottles of hydrogen plus 1 beer bottle of oxygen gives you H2O, 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen, H2O, which is water. There is jinn everywhere inside your body. See, now that makes more sense to me rather than the genies creating the Temple of Solomon. And that definitely does create more sense, by the way. David, why is your name David? I don't know why your name is David. Because you are telling me that your name is David and the son of David, Solomon, created a temple in Jerusalem called the Temple of Solomon. And your question is, did Jews live in Jerusalem in those days? So Solomon was making a temple for the Muslims. Uh, it's a decoy. Decoy for what? I have no idea. I don't know, David. You're losing your mind. I think you're definitely losing your mind. You are definitely losing your mind. You gotta go back and yeah, Protestant believer. You're right. Sometimes I don't know who's saying what, and when I read it, it's just And Nuna ji is saying, what? Genies? Not your spelling of jinns are very wrong. Jinn, jinn. Just put an S in the end and it will become jinns. Created Solomon Temple? Yes, according to Islam. You proudly missed it. Okay, that's good. Let me see if there is. Yes, I can understand Protestant believer the pain of Sam at this moment. I wanted to be a little nice with this David, but this David is like eating my brain up by saying did Jews lived there at that time. It was very strange. But anyhow, we have Paraoximus says, put your hand in my pocket and see the proof. Okay, Paraoximus, please tell this to your wife. Mithranjay said, can Iblis make babies with humans? Interesting question. Iblis can perform sex with humans, but Iblis cannot have babies with humans. There's a Hindi movie called Pari, where it is a part of the storyline and those babies don't have belly buttons. Put some light on it. Dude, Jinn can perform sex with your wife, but that sex will not create babies. Okay, let me show it to you before you say that I am wrong. La 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 la. Hadith says, can jinn have sex with my wife? Is this authentic hadith? When a man has intercourse with his wife and does not name Allah, the jinn coils around his urethra and has intercourse along with him. Here is the source of Islamic website. This is the Islamic website source, and I'll read that later. The hadith of Tirmidhi is narrated that Mujahid said, when a man has intercourse with his wife and does not name Allah, so you gotta have sex with your wife and you say, Allah, 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 and then you'll have sex. The jinn coils around his urethra and has intercourse along with him. That's the meaning of the saying of the Most High, whom neither man or jinn has touched before them. Chapter number 55, verse number 6. This is the question. Let's see the answer. Let's see the answer. The answer is, as the hadith says it, and the people who are well aware have experience of the world of the jinn knows that the jinn can have sex with human, both male and female, and even in some cases it is reported that a jinn and a human married. Rare historical report, by the way. Ziaul Rahman is saying that historical report is a historical report. Okay, now let's see the final answer, which is authenticated by so many people. So after a few days of this question without a proper answer, I decided to gather some references and etc. etc. Yes, this hadith is authentic, but has different explanation by scholars. Sheikh al-Islam says that said in the book of jinns. There is a book of jinns as well. Okay, what is it? The truth is, it is possible for human being and jinns to have intercourse. It is possible to have them to do intercourse. When a man has intercourse with his wife and does not name Allah, the jinn coils around his urethra and have intercourse along with him. That is the meaning of the saying of Most High. And then, the rest is the same, and you can read that. So, yes, my friend Mutranjay, jinns cannot have babies with human beings, but jinns can definitely have sex with your wife if you will not say Allah before inserting your thing in the thing. And I'm censoring the thing and the thing. So it's there. It's in Hadith. Muhammad said that, and jinns can have sexual relationships with human beings, but they cannot have babies because then the baby will be half genie, half man. So that's not going to happen. Okay. I hope I answered your question. Any other question? Let's see. Let me see. Because the Muslims are hidden, they do not know. Uh, STD in later stages gets into your brain and makes you go mad. That's a good one. I like that one. Uh, okay. No, David, you're good. You're kosher. No worries. And blasphemy, another case of blasphemy in Pakistan. Dude, like I said before, if the Christians will not have defensive weapons, these cases will keep on happening. They have to defend their house, they have to defend themselves. And like I said before, I will keep exposing this Islam because until they stop doing this, I'm doing what I can do. You have to do what you need to do, and that is do what the Bible says. And the Bible says Jesus Christ, in his last day, the day before his crucifixion, he said that now that I'm going away, when I was with you, I told you, don't take your purse because I was with you. Don't take a sword, don't take a weapon. Now that I'm going, I'm telling you, if you do not have a sword, sell your cloak and buy a sword. He wants us to protect ourselves and our families. He wants us to protect ourselves. Otherwise, he would have never said that. In Pakistan, when the mob comes in to your house, knocks down the door of your house, you have all the right to shoot down those people. This is called the castle law, which is there in Pakistan. Your house is your castle. If somebody breaks into your house in Pakistan, according to the Pakistan defense law of castle, they are getting into your sanctuary. That is where you are allowed to do this. And Christ allowed you to defend yourself. If you won't defend yourself, these things will keep on happening. Learn how to defend yourself. And then somebody is going to say, hey Adam, you don't know. Eventually police will come and they will pick the Christian up and they will put him in jail and he will be killed in jail. Okay, done. Maybe that might be a possibility. But there is a possibility that he might not be killed in jail. Number two, if these cowards who comes in huge numbers and attack a house and kill somebody, If they know that this area, this society, this Christian society have weapons to defend their houses, they will not attack you. I know a few places in Pakistan when the mob hit, these people fired a couple of rounds in air and the mob went away. And you guys also know that. The people who are living in Pakistan, the Christian community knows that there are 3 or 4 places where no Muslim mob has ever attacked after 1990, because these areas have Christians who lived by the biblical rules of having weapon in their houses. Mob came in twice. They shot some fire in the air. That's it. The mob did not proceed. These guys are coward. They will only attack the people who cannot defend themselves. Once they know that you will be able to defend yourself, they will not attack you. Every single country allows you, except for just a few, get a legal weapon in your house. Legal registered weapon in your house. Mob attacks will vanish. I guarantee you that. This is my guarantee. If you won't live by the rules that Christ gave you, you will die. Why are you crying about it? It will keep on happening. Pakistan law allows you to buy and keep a registered legal weapon. Go buy it, have it. Yes, it's a long process. Go through that long process and have a legal weapon. It's not for you, Jackie. You are living in a place where you are safe and secure. I'm talking about Pakistanis. They need to hear it 200 times because they are not listening to me. I have said that, I've been saying that from the last 1 year almost. They have to listen to me. Otherwise, you have no idea, Jackie, what is happening in Pakistan. I can show you pages after pages, things that I cannot even show on YouTube because of the YouTube censor policy. If you go to my Twitter account, you will see what they are doing in Pakistan. There is what 1.7% Christians remaining in Pakistan. During the partition, when the partition happened, there were almost 18% Christians in Pakistan. Right now, there are less than 2% Christians in Pakistan. That's what they did in 70 years. This is what you call a true Christian genocide in Pakistan. There is like this is a true Christian genocide in Pakistan. And they are not listening. They're still not listening. Their pastors are deceiving them. Check my Twitter account. You will see how many incidents are happening every other day. If I if I talk about these incidents every single day when I will come live, I will only be speaking about these incidents only. That's it. That's all what I will be speaking about. But that's the sad reality. With that being said, even with the sad reality, Christ said, it's in the Bible, in this world you will go through pains and tribulations. You will. But those pains and tribulations doesn't have to be in a way where you will be killed like sheeps or goats. Pain and tribulations will be there, but you have the right to defend yourself. Defend yourself and defend your family members. Do that. I wish you all the best. Have a blessed day, evening, or night wherever you are. Take care. God bless you all. And before I leave, Faruk Joel sent us a super sticker. Thank you, Faruk Joel, as always. He's a great financial supporter of this channel as well. And the rest of you who has supported my channel. And to all the people who are subscribed to my Patreon account. Appreciate you all. God bless each and every one of you. God bless you all. Take care. Have a blessed day, evening, or night, wherever you are. Take care. Yeshua Akbarul Azim.